Hi guys, and welcome back to another installment of my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and this week I'm going to be talking a little bit about growing up gay. The one thing about growing up gay is you don't actually know you're gay whilst you're growing up or experiencing it. That all sort of happens a little bit later on in life. So the reason I wanted to talk about this topic and share my stories about growing up gay is I've recently become an ambassador for a new organisation called Start Out, which is helping young people who are questioning their sexuality build resilience and overcome some of the difficult times in their life. This group of people are generally more prone to things like suffering from anxiety, depression, and suicide. And the one thing about it is that these are completely preventable. 8 out of 10 young people questioning their sexuality experience an intense episode of anxiety each year. 3 out of 10 young people questioning their sexuality are diagnosed with anxiety each year. 6 out of 10 young people questioning their sexuality experience verbal abuse. And 2 out of 10 young people questioning their sexuality experience physical abuse. Young people questioning their sexuality are 6 times more likely to commit suicide than other young people. In these situations, the average age of a first suicide attempt is 16 years old. It doesn't have to be this way. And this is why I want to share my story, is because I want people, especially those that are younger, to know about these issues and not discriminate against others who may be different from them, who may be similar to them. Either way, discrimination is something that shouldn't happen at all. So when you're growing up gay, you don't actually know you're growing up gay, and you can only realize a few different things on what people might have been picking up on in reflection. So when I look back on growing up, I can see, okay, when I was about 3, 4, 5 years old, maybe in kindergarten or year 1, I used to always play mums and dads with the groups or with some bunch of friends or even at birthday parties. And I'd always want to be the mum. So maybe that's why people started picking on me, or maybe that's where it started, that I was sort of different to most of the other guys that want to be playing football or they want to be playing some sort of sport, and I just sort of wanted to sit around and not be as active as everybody else. And then it probably wasn't until I was in year 6 in the end of primary school or year 7 at the beginning of high school. For those of you in America or the UK or in Europe or anywhere else around the world, we probably have a different system to schooling. But it wasn't until then that I was starting getting picked on and people started calling me gay, and I was like, I don't even know what this is. But I did have mainly friends that were girls, and I used to always hang around with girls. So maybe it was people that were thinking about, oh, well, this guy's hanging out with girls like boys, maybe he's one of them, maybe he likes boys too. And I don't know if they picked up from the parents or they figured out the name of what gay was before I did, but that's maybe what may have made me different from them. It's not my fault that I was hanging out with all the girls and they were all jealous because they wanted to date them or something, whatever. But that was also around the same time where I noticed that I had some sort of an attraction to guys as opposed to just girls. Whenever I used to think of a guy in that way, I used to always tell myself that, oh, don't worry, this is just a phase, it's not something that is going to be lasting. Everything that we see in society is mums and dads or couples with children, and I still had that in the back of my brain that, okay, when I finish school, I'm going to go to uni, I'm going to get myself a good job, I'm going to find myself a girl, I'm going to get married, going to do all these things. And that's what was going in my brain. I was trying to reinforce it, or maybe even convince myself that that's what was normal and that's what I had to do to be normal. But what wasn't normal is guys liking guys, girls liking girls. If you look at any TV show on TV, if you look in the news, if you look in newspapers, not that any 12-year-old person is reading newspapers, but everything was heterosexual couples or families. Everything is geared towards that sort of image in society. So it was hard for me to look up to anybody else and be like, does anyone else like guys, or does anyone else feeling this attraction to people of the same sex? Because it just wasn't anywhere that I could reach, anywhere that I could see, anywhere that I could get to. So growing up, it was hard to internalize that and convince myself that, hey, maybe liking guys is normal. Maybe a girl liking a girl is normal. Maybe all of this other stuff is normal. We're just not seeing it. And I think there's a big shift in today's society where we are seeing it more, but it is still more stereotyped at the moment. And the images when I was younger that I did see of gay people was everybody half dressed at Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras with glitter and feathers and boas and all this sort of extravagant flamboyance. And that's not something that resonated with me, because I looked at myself and I was like, that's not me. That's not to say that I haven't enjoyed myself at Sydney Mardi Gras, because I've certainly glittered myself up and gone dressed as an angel, gone dressed as a sailor. I've had those sort of times, but day to day, I still live like anybody else. I go to bed of a night time, I wake up, I do my hair, I brush my teeth, I have breakfast, I go to work. When I was younger, I went to school, just like anybody else. And that's not what we see. In society today, when we look at movies or TVs where they do include gay people, it's still that stereotype maybe not everyone can relate to. And that's what I want to do with my association with Start Out and being an ambassador, is to provide something that you can look to, that people that are gay don't have to be a certain way. People that are gay can also play sports. People that are gay can also have a family. We can get married, we can love, we can be accepted for who we are. Nobody is normal. Everybody has things that make them different from other people, and these are the pillars of society that help us identify us from other people, that makes us who we are, that makes us an individual. So if I can share my story, and if any of you are going through similar things, I want to be able to relate to you as well, and know that what you're going through isn't different to what other people have gone through previously. The Start Out app is going to be a place where people that are questioning their sexuality can go to find people to talk to that have gone through similar things that they may be going through right now. Start Out is only just starting, and we would like to get as many people across the platform and the ideas as possible. And if you would like to get involved, please visit the website. I'll chuck on the screen as well, is startout.org.au. And if you would like to support or make any donations, I'll also put the links in my bio as well. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure you share it with your friends, because this is a message I really want to get out there. You never know who it's going to help, but if you do see anybody that might be struggling or having issues with sexuality or anything in general, make sure you ask if they're okay. If you want to get in contact with me on my social media, all of it's at davidfrancis19. All of my links are in the bio section below, and please share your stories in the comment section as well. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out. This is where I want you guys to get involved, and using this hashtag, I want you guys to send me dares on things that you want me to do. Do I dare you to dare me?